let it be no secret that I really, really like psionics. I love it. I love the idea behind it. But a lot of people are like, psionics isn't for the fantasy setting. Psionics is for the sci-fi setting. To that I propose an alternative to how psionics work. An alternative that makes psionics just part of a bigger whole of ideas. So, when I think of psionics, what I really like is the point system. The fact that your powers are like you learn a power, and then you just get to upgrade that power over time to make it effective over time. Give me a second. Now, what you really need to think about is, what could psionics be if it's not like something above that? Because that's the first important step to getting your GM to like psionics is, it's magic. It's just a different type of magic. It's just a subtype of magic, a subsystem belonging to magic. Because if you do that, then instantaneously a lot of problems go away. Like, how does psionics work? Just like magic! Bada bing, bada boom. Anti-magic fields work on it. It's just that it works a bit differently. And for that, I have what I tend to stick to the system in most situations, is what I call the Triangle of Magic, which describes the 3 different types of methods by which a person can cast magic. The first is divine, the external, the granted powers. These are powers you get from your patron, from your pact, from some magic goober you stick in your eye, and that's where your magic powers come from. External magic is basically most magic out there. Most people don't have the ability to cast spells themselves, they just use a magic item they have. Now, this is more specifically the fact that someone gives you magic power and stuffs it into you. The result of this is that you give off a powerful aura. So powerful that in some cases with clerics, you literally have an aura of good. You have an aura of the caster around you. When someone looks at you, they don't see you. They don't see your magic aura. They see their magic aura. It depends. Like, this means a few things. One, you get quantified powers. They just give you, this is the spell, here it is. Here's your spell. Stuff it up your face. The next thing that makes it interesting is, because you are blessed with these powers, your understanding of them is limited, and your ability to make them is different. It makes it more difficult to craft items. How can you make a heal potion if all you know is that someone can give you the power to cast Cure? Someone gives you the power to cast Cure Wounds, but you don't know yourself how to do it. Like, they stuff it in your head, but you don't know the exact specifics. So making items is more difficult. Not impossible, because you still know, like, how to do it. Like, to you, it's just a matter of taking that spell from your head and putting it in a potion. So there's still a step of what you can do to make it work. I'm sure the god will be somewhat... Oh, imagine that the gods or patrons you're with are like, might be okay, they might not be okay. Maybe you very specifically have a deity or a patron that's like, no, don't put my spells in bottles. And one's aptitude, like, as you gain power, as you gain levels, what really happens is you become more receptive. You become a bigger container in which more potent spells can be stuffed. That's what happens. You're not actually getting stronger, it's just that your body's becoming more adjusted to it. Now, local or arcane magic is... There's a reason why arcane spellfare used to exist. That's because in order to cast a spell, you need to collect the energy with somatic gestures, like waving your hands around in a certain fashion, like going, ooh! And in this case, it's learned or taught. It is literally, you learn a specific formula. But here's the thing with Arcane. Arcane isn't psionics for this reason. You aren't the source of magic. You cast spells and you have, like, magic runes floating in your head, ancient formulas. But are you magical? Probably not. You probably have a familiar or a spell book, or you just know how to grab the energies around you. But are you magical? Maybe, but not as much as a scion is. But it's easy to teach. It's easy to document divine powers because it's prayers. It's easy to document arcane magic because it's a formula. You can write down a formula, and bada bing, bada boom, anyone who reads that formula, pow, can cast Fireball. But there's the problem. It's like learning the formula to building a rocket ship. Sure, you have the formula to building a rocket ship, but can you adapt that formula to work for a smaller rocket ship or a bigger rocket ship? Do you know how the magic energies around you will respond to that? No. You cannot make a fireball that, like, as you become stronger as a caster, you can put more into it, but there's a difference between that and being able to just make the fireball powerful, like cramming more shit into it and making the DC higher, that kind of stuff. Like truly making a more destructive fireball. And there's a limit. At a certain point, you can't do it anymore. Like, your formula has run out of go juice. You can make the rocket bigger, but it doesn't do anything anymore because your formula was made for this specific class of rocket, and you're past there now. Sorry. So that's local magic. And but isn't a no. I like to think of the sorcerer as you just have this innate command over the energies around you. Now, a scion is the completion of this. So you have the outside, the area around you, like the local. One is pushed into you, one is around you. And the last one, naturally, is inside of you all along. The power of love was in you all along. And that's psionics. And the reason people tend to think, oh, well, psionics are different, is, here's a good explanation. You can't write psionics down. Psionics is qualia. It is a personal experience. It is the color of a color. How can I tell you what red looks like to me? I can't tell you. I can tell you, oh, red looks like blood. But then I just tell you, this thing that is red to me. Congratulations, Sherlock fucking Holmes. You just explained red is red. But you can't explain to someone what that red is like to you. What is green like to you? What is blue? What are these colors to you? What do they look like? Perhaps to you, green is red. But it's still red to you. Or still green to you, I guess. And that's what psionics is. Psionic is you have a powerful internal aura that you can take and shape and manifest into powerful abilities. And as you grow in strength, you can put more into those manifestations at a time. You have more aura because you learn to control it more efficiently, or because you just have a bigger space. And you have this potent aura that you can hide and conceal because it's inside of you. And you can sort of shield it from the world and control it. As such, psionics is very you. You can't teach someone psionics. You can't teach someone how to focus their brain a certain way, because their brain might work completely differently. I hate this about sci-fi, but how the fuck do you explain how your brain works to someone? If we can't even tell someone what a color looks like, how can you teach someone how to shoot a beam of fire from their brain space? Good luck. The best you can do is teach them the general experiences, but then you're kind of shifting to Arcane. It's like, well, it might work, but probably you need to find your own way anyway. Like, that's where I think, like, there's the difference between a true Psion and, like, a waterbender. A waterbender is arcane because there's a certain natural essence to it. Psionics is the internal, which is why wilders exist. Wilders are their force of personality and can surge things with massive power, but they exhaust themselves because you're draining your own heart, soul, and essence to fuel these magical powers. As such, however, they are variable. That's the big benefit. Is sure, good luck finding someone who can teach you, but these powers that are rushing in your soul, you can exhaust them as big as you want. You can make that beam smaller by just closing the lens by which it is projected. You can thrust someone's mind more powerfully by exerting your brain even harder and putting all your energy into it until you push the boundary on how much you can push into it at one time. Doesn't that make you go, that's actually kind of a cool way to look at magic? Because now, all it really is you're the magical battery. Divine, someone else is the battery. Local, the area is the battery. Internal, you are the battery. Downside, you can't make items for shit, on top of being unable to learn. How do you make a magic item? How do you put your aura into an item? Good fucking luck getting that done. You need to stuff your understanding of reality into an item. That's hard. To me, if you're a Psion, I'm going to make you pay twice as much for, like, crafting items. Want to make a Dore? Want to make a Power Stone? Those things are twice as expensive as the book says. Because to you need exotic materials, like weird materials, time and study, and you probably destroy that Dore twice. It takes you 2 tries to make that damn thing. Because the first time, you've messed it up. Maybe you can just make an entry fee. Like, the first time, you spend, like, twice as many resources to make it. Like, there's an entry fee to making an item. And that's only that one specific item. If you want to make a tattoo out of it, or, like, a one-use item, good luck, you're gonna have to try again. And that's why it's tattoos instead of, like, actual, like, objects. The reason it's tattoos and crystals is crystals, they can hold that essence. They can resonate and bounce that essence around and keep it intact. And a tattoo is, like, put directly into you. Like, it's a direct expression. It's a filter through which through which your energy goes. So if you put it on your shoulder, that's where that power beam is coming from, and you better direct it at the right source, or it's gonna burn you as well. So doesn't that just make you go, ooh, I like that? It also means that psionics is less documented, which is why people are like, psionics is weird. Because people don't write it down, because how do you write this down? How do you write down what psionics is? I don't know. And I think that the term manifestation just helps cement this. It's like you are manifesting your aura to be something, and then you shoot it. And that's exhausting. And that's what PowerPoints are. It is the total sum of your aura, your essence, your ability to do things with it, is this. Psionic focus is this tiny little flint, this spark that allows you to do it. And you can use that spark to make fires, like that's what talents are. If you can exhaust your focus to do something, that's what you do, is you use that extra flint for a little extra oomph. And meta magic, meta psionic, I guess, that would also be different. I want to make a rule for that. Like, maybe meta psionic is easier to do. Like, maybe Arcane has issues with meta magic because it changes the formula in such a weird way. But for psionics, for psions, it's easy. Because all you have to do is learn that part and then just apply it. I might do that. I might make it so that meta psionics is like cheaper or easier to do. It doesn't require the whole psionic focus thing. No, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep the psionic focus thing because that way it still is like a limit. Like it's more powerful, but you still have to waste a full round action to do it again. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that idea. Now let's go to Knowledge Psionics Arcana because there's a lot of places where it's like there's Psioncraft and there's. Ugh, don't do that. Don't do that. What you do is you make someone. Okay, I'm a Divine caster. When I do a knowledge check on Divine, I get advantage, I get a +1 or +2 bonus, I just know more on a lower roll, the DC goes down, like something to make it so that if you try to do something as a Divine caster for Arcane, if you do Arcane Spellcraft, Arcane Knowledge Arcana, Arcane Use Magic Device, you're not going to do as well, because your understanding of magic is so vastly different. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And maybe you can make a circle out of it. Like, Psionics are better with Divine. Because they know how it is like to have something in you and shoot it outwards. Divine Divine would understand psionics. How would it go? Which direction would it go? I imagine that Arcane wouldn't understand psionics because it goes from logic to emotional. And Arcane can describe Divine because Divine sort of looks like Arcane. Like there's a connection between what the gods do and what they do. And the Divine can understand psionics because there's a certain emotion to it. It's a different type of emotion, but there's still emotion connected to it. And so you have the circle. And psionics can understand Arcane because Arcane is manipulation of direct energies, you know? And they can't understand Divine because Divine's like, what is Divine? It's shooting things, okay? And Divine are like, what are you doing? Like, I can't control magic, I just shoot what I have. That's cool. I like that a lot. Ooh, let's write that down. This, by the way, is Greenrich. Please buy that. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Buy it. Buy it now! It's a good game. Get the demo. Slarb. I've got some videos of it. Just look it up. You'll find it on SLA RPG. There we go. That's awesome. That's nice. There we go. There we go. So that's what I wanted to say. If your GM doesn't allow psionics, just give him this little spiel. Tell him that psionics is just a different type of magic. It doesn't have to be. Like, it probably is. Magic is just insufficiently understood natural phenomena, ain't it? That's a boring way to look at it. But if you make it like this, then it's really just magic. But magic that comes from within instead of from without. It also makes psionics special, because they're like the only people that are truly magical. Ha-ha, wizard! Also, erudites, bring them to Pathfinder. I hate that there's no erudites. I love them. I love the idea of like the wizard son. They get lots of powers, but you could give them like less power because while they understand more, but they have more flexibility. Oh no, wait. The way they were limited is they can only have so many taken per day. And they had a hard limit too. Like, don't underestimate it. Whew. Ooh.